Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to the channel. Today I would like to showcase one of my Frenzy Barbarians. This is a very nostalgic build. Like I used to use, dual Schaefer and run around Cal back in the old days, which I thought was more fun and effective than dual Grandfather Whirlwind. Because you just whirlwind forever and don't kill anything. But you know, like I like Whirlwind, but I also like this, Frenzy. So I have another Frenzy with, different kind of item set, but I wanted to, showcase this one first. Now, this one originally, like it's recommended to use a Colossus blade with the Faith Merc, and I kind of tweaked around a little bit and kind of got it to this. I wish I were using a Colossus blade because of the way it looks, because I mean, Face Blade doesn't have durability, so that's really nice. But the graphics, like this, if I'm wielding, like a similar to sword graphics, I think it looks better. But Face Blade has that kind of bluish look. Colossus Sword has this look, so yeah, I wish sometimes like Diablo 2 had transmog. Now, is Resurrected gonna bring that? I didn't read it anywhere, so I don't think it will. But just saying, it'd be nice. So anyways, let me show you my items and my whole shebang and some playstyle. So first, my weapon is a Death Colossus Sword. This was a self-rolled on a regular base, which I so regret now because it was a perfect roll. Like, I tried it 3 times and it came out perfect. The range is really wide on this one. I believe it's like 310 versus 385, so it's 1 out of 75. And the runes it takes are not too expensive, but it can get expensive because if you're trying to roll for the 385, it's gonna take forever. And also I'm like kind of bugging it, speed bugging it by having this on the main and my face blade on the offhand. But if you look at the graphics, my face blade is on the right. And the way you do it is very simple. You just put the sword that you want on the right, on the main hand on the right, and then just lift up this weapon. Then it will go ahead and reset that. So I mean, another good way to show you, see, I went to my weapon swap, yeah, and every time you do that, it's gonna kind of mess it up. So in order to bug it, like that's how you gotta do. You gotta place it here and you just lift it and drop it. Then you get to take advantage of this speed instead of the Colossus Sword's speed. So anyways, that's a little bit about that. And so here's my weapon. Here's my secondary weapon, or my main weapon, Grief Phase Blade. Yeah, it doesn't have any durability, so I think that's really, like, for me, like, it's very good. It's not a perfect base, but it's 3 off of perfect damage, and increased attack speed like doesn't really matter to me. So I chose this one mainly because of the damage. And for my helm, I'm using Ariat with 9 strength and 15 resistance. And I could have used a G face, but I went to I chose to go with Ariat because it has a skills plus skills as well as attack rating, which is something I will need, and life leech. So I figure all in all, like instead of G face, Ariat would be a better choice for this build. And I'm using a High Lord, very melee oriented amulet. And for my boots, I'm using Gore, another melee oriented item, 1 up, not perfect. And I'm using a Raven Frost, who cannot be frozen, as well as attack rating and dex. And I'm using a crafted ring with all resist, strength, life, and life leech. And laying of hands, very typical, really good melee glove, cheap. And I'm using the Nos coil because it has a life leech and strength. So I mean, you could use something else like Dungo if you like, or other type of belts, but this is something that I'm going with. And for my charms, I'm using Beacomb Skillers with life. And I guess the main thing is, I'm going for the frenzy, damage booster. So that's why, like, I went more with peak, Barb combat charms. You could go with the Merc's attack rating lifers, but I mean, it's kind of up to you. Either are fine. I don't think it's wrong either way. And I have all these max attack rating life small charms of different kinds, all same graphics because that's something that I like to do. And then Annie 1725 and a 1919 Barbarian torch. Now for my talent, just everything that synergizes frenzy, right? So frenzy, and then double swing, not double throw, double swing, and then one into berserk because berserk is such a one-shot wonder, a 1-point wonder. It's really nice. And then I'm using a sword, so max out your sword mastery, and just 1/1 because natural resistance 1-pointer is just too good to let go. Now with the increased speed, I think it's a little bit up to debate. You could put 1 up to 2 points here, or not like me. But you know, if you choose to put 2 points, you're gonna have to take it out of your bow. So that's, you know, up to you. Not a big deal. And taunt, max it out because that's your synergy. And then 1 point up to here, battle commands, and then just as you level, max your bow. So that would be the talents. For my stats, as you see, like I primarily went with dex, and this much vitality with my bow level will give me about 2500 life after bow. And I put a little bit into, you know, the attack rating to achieve about 10,000. And here, you know, if you see my damage, of course, you know, if you see my main hand, yeah, the sheet damage is kind of not showing. I don't know if Diablo 2 Resurrected will have this showing. I didn't read that too, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. So it shows like this because this plus 397 is just, you know, not being calculated, unfortunately. So, you know, on this I put mostly into strength, pretty much. Like, so once I got the dex and life, everything into strength. And for my you know, offhand would just be Hodo for, you know, FCR and the skillers. And for my mercenary, pretty typical setup for me. Ethereal Reaper's Toll, nothing better, with the enhanced damage and increased attack speed jewel, and G-Face with, you know, enhanced damage and attack speed jewel with treachery. So, you know, with this setup, one thing I like is the fact that I don't need to have frenzy to hit 5 frames per second. I'm hitting 5 frames per second without anything, and that's one thing I really like. Like, so other one, or the one that I watched that I copied this from, like he had Colossus blade grief, and you know, he was wielding, actually the attack speed on that doesn't matter because his mercenary was faith. So with the 15 fanaticism, like, you know, attack speed didn't matter, and he was hitting the max. But then that's when the frenzy has kicked in, that you're swinging at the fastest. Like in the initial 1 or 2, 3 swings, like it was a little bit slow, probably like about 5.5. But in this spec, everything's 5. So, you know, whether you have frenzy or not, it just swings fast, and I don't have to worry about durability. Like, I've been back and forth between the Faith with the Colossus blade style or this style so many times, and in the end I opted to stay with this one, mainly because I didn't have to repair, because repair is kind of annoying, you know. So this is, you know, my selection. But you can go with the Faith with the, you know, Grief Colossus blade too. Like I said, it would kind of like make you feel better because the graphics would be matching. But you know, this is the way I do right now. And if you see, if you swap and go back on your weapon, you see now my face blade is on the left, it's not on the main. And every time that happens, just lift it and put it back, and you see it's right here. So if you're gonna teleport with your Hodo, then when you come back, you gotta like remember to put it back, otherwise you won't be swinging that fast. So, you know, please keep that in mind. So now I have this cow room open, so let me go ahead and run some cows and, you know, Baal and Diablo, and show you the gameplay. So here's my, you know, so you see, right now I gotta just swap back and then just do what I normally do. And yeah, right away from the get-go, like I'm swinging at my 5 frames. So that's one thing that I really like. And again, I don't have to repair anything. You know, that's another thing I like. And you know, every time like when I play, You know, if you can, try to, you know, kill the ones that have the Decryfy on, so that they die faster. I mean, they die pretty fast enough like this too, but you know, when you have a pretty big pack though, like, you would be a little bit kind of annoying. So if you can kind of control a little bit, like what you can do, especially with the Decryfy, you know, that would help you kill faster. Now, I'm not like, you know, Nova Sorcerers or like Javazon, like, you know, speed, but for me at least, ooh, there's a ring. This is still like enjoyable game style. It's an alternative to Whirlwind style, right? And it's just as I like the Whirlwind style, you know, Frenzy is the another alternative viable style that could kill stuff for you. So yeah, just right click on the ground since I have Frenzy on the right, left is my Berserk, and you know, it's, I guess it's just like every other melee build. You just right click on the empty ground and you just drag it around and see what happens. And yeah, okay, this area is done. And when I teleport, I don't usually, you know, go to my Hodo to teleport because I know about that, you know, annoyance with the weapon, you know, e-bugging speed thing. But, you know, sometimes if I want to travel faster, I do. But most of the time, you know, I never had to. Like, just regular speed teleport is fine, I think. You know, so it kind of like makes me like not necessary to, you know, do the e-bugging thing, the speed thing. But, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call that e-bug. It's not e-bugging. E-bugging is that armor thing. It's like speed bugging, I guess. That's, ooh, Wing the Helm. Is this another G-face? I wouldn't, yeah, it's another G-face. Yeah, I wouldn't mind another G-face. Like, G-face is just so useful. I mean, I love the graphics on G-face too. But just the stats are like, it's worth giving up certain, you know, like other options for on the helm. Like, you know, for Barbarian case, you know, it's Arya versus G-face. And I think, you know, like on my Whirlwind Barbarian that I had showcased last time, I used G-face on him. And it's just, you know, that crushing blow, it's just so nice. And the graphics too. I think it matches better with my Archon plate. So yeah, from my death, sometimes I get the, yeah, the Glacier Spike. It's not much, but it just kind of helps this kind of CC the monsters a little. So earlier I talked about the increased speed. So if you see my speed here, like, you know, even without any points in it, I'm pretty fast enough. So I don't think it's necessary. And, you know, I did that just to, you know, save 2 points for my bow. And yeah, it does kind of, you know, 2 points on bow, especially when I'm not maxed out on bow. Yeah, they kind of count a lot. Like on my Whirlwind spec, you know, bow's maxed out, so I never have to worry about it. But yeah, on this one, yeah, because of the synergies that I'm gonna have to, you know, work with. Ooh, okay, it's pretty empty here. Okay. Yeah, again, you know, just the speed, like, so when I'm using Colossus blade, like, I know, like, the first 2-3 swings is a little bit slow. Like I said, I think it's about 5.5. And it kind of takes a little bit of time to kind of like, you know, kind of like get geared up for it, I guess, you know, to start really swinging fast. But like this one, you know, from the get-go I'm swinging fast. So, ooh, don't drop that, yeah. Oh my god. Learn to play. Okay. So that's what I really, you know, kind of like. Damage wise, is Colossus Blade more? I guess technically it is. But, you know, like, okay, so when if you're using Colossus Blade, you can't be using this Mercenary because you must use Faith. So already right there, you don't have that, you know, Decryfy. And I think the damage boost from the Decryfy is more so than the damage boost from the weapon. I never did the math myself to know, but I guess in the end for me it's that playstyle and, you know, the comfort level. Like with the Colossus Blade, yeah, you be repairing that shit often. So you're gonna have to be carrying a lot of old runes in your stash. you know. But here, like, I got no repairs on my weapons. And I can just go on like this forever. So I guess it kind of provides a kind of, you know, very easy convenience. And yeah, that cavern was kind of fast. I think that one just didn't have too many monsters. You know, sometimes it's like that. So yeah, right now, as you see, I'm going through chaos. And, you know, like, I'm max res, unlike my whirlwind barbarian. And, you know, just 1-2 clicks, things pretty much die, you know. And if my mercenary is nearby to help me with his, you know, decryptify proc, yeah, things die really fast. And for me, like, that's the kind of the, you know, the pleasing aspect of this. And one is not whirlwind, and two, it's single target, so it's, you know, it's a little bit longer, I think, versus, like, let's say Nova sorcerers I have. But nevertheless, you know, I understand this is not a sorceress, it's a barbarian, so I can't expect him to be killing at the same pace. And it may be slower, but in the end, like, it's that, you know, the kind of the having fun part, right? Do I have fun with this? Oh, hells yeah. I have fun with this character. I mean, I have fun, and, you know, I guess I love all my characters. You know, otherwise, I wouldn't have built them. Well, there is one character that I kind of don't like. I wish I could get my money back if I can, but probably won't be. I'll showcase that later. Well, it's my Javazon. It's not a normal Titan Javazon. Like, she's using a Breath of the Dying spear. So it's a very just unpopular build. Because Javazon on, you know, like, Jav abilities, talents in Amazon is just so limited. Like, the only really viable thing that I have seen is just Titan, you know? And yes, the Titan Javazon, yeah, amazing. It just rapes things so well, but this Javazon, it's different, it's unique. I like it, I thought, but it doesn't kill that fast. Not as good. So I'm kind of stuck with it. I mean, you know, it would be impossible to sell anything on D2JSP, especially now that, you know, Resurrected has been announced. I think D2JSP West non-ladder price is just gonna be completely like shit. No one's gonna pay, like, I mean, you know, just, there's no value anymore, to be honest. There's just too much surplus of items on West non-ladder to begin. And not enough players play on non-ladder. Okay, here's the last seal, so let me go to Diablo. Yeah. No, wait, let me... That's what I want to do. Oh man, come on. There we go. Yeah. So this, you know, the ebook speed thing can be a little bit annoying. But that's the only annoying thing in this spec. Ooh, die. Okay, there we go. Didn't drop me anything worthwhile, I think. I'm not gonna check any of that. Okay, you know, let me get more tomes. And continue on to Baal. But before I do, I always go here. There's two mobs, right? 2 boss packs. Just, and I have gotten something decent, you know. I have gotten SOJs and, like, other, like, you know, rares. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Ooh, that's probably trash ring. A set ring, what could it be? Angelic would be the best thing I could hope for. Yeah, I don't use Angelic. I don't know, 2 slots for a really high attack rating, yes, but 2 slots? I don't know. If you don't have the budget for it, of course, you know, I think you can use it, but yeah, I don't want to use it. Because in the end, like, I had it before, but in the end, I keep coming back. Ooh, okay. Think. Wow. Okay, I should look for somewhere safer. Or I should just look for this damn, you know, stairs down. Where is this place? Sometimes it's like right next to it, you know. just that area that you just didn't explore right next to it. There we go. Okay, I had to come back to town real quick. Now let me resume. Well, you know what? Yeah, since I'm kind of searching, let me just teleport quick with my Hodo. Now when you run out of mana, just, you know, switch back, hit few things. Ooh, oh, okay. Now let me go ahead and... Ooh, wow. That doesn't look that nice. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, I thought my Mercenary died. Yeah. Okay. Shadow plate. Nothing much for me. Wow. Oh wow, this room is pretty heavy. Now let's see if my Mercenary can survive all this. Oh, he has a Fate proc on. But I should control him a little so that he can try to leech life. So that'll be the biggest thing. Yeah. And if he has Fate proc on, I mean, you know, he won't die that easy. He won't. Yeah. Okay, that should be my last bow, since, you know, Barbarian bow goes for a long time. Ooh. I wish they, you know, bring more changes with Diablo 2 Resurrected. I mean, if they could link, you know, these old Diablo 2 accounts together, that would be really nice. I mean, in a way, because, like, these, you know, Diablo characters I have, like, they're kind of useless then. Because on Resurrected, like, I gotta redo everything from scratch. So all that money I spent on D2JSP, you know, making this character, it's kind of like, you know, like, it's not needed anymore, you know? I mean, I'll never spend a dime for non-ladder characters on regular Diablo now. I mean, for anything, even if I, you know, if I will open my wallet for anything, it will only be for Resurrected. And, you know, I mean, do I want to redo the whole thing? Like, remake all these characters I have on Resurrected? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I'll play through first and see how I feel. I mean, I bought the game, and, you know, I'm gonna see how it's like. But yeah, if I, you know, I have like over like 40 characters, and if I were to redo all them on Resurrected, it's like, I mean, it's not just the time, right? It's also the money. Yeah, call me a loser, but I spent a lot of money on D2JSP. And, you know, it's like, yeah, I'll be losing all that. I mean, I already pretty much lost all that. I'll never get my money back, in the sense of form goal. But anyways, here I'm on Baal. Yeah, usually on bosses like Baal, I just berserk. You can frenzy too. Get the speed up and then berserk, it's up to you. But yeah, Baal is still very missing, you know, boss. Very annoying. So, alright, he died. He didn't drop me anything worthwhile. Okay, let me go back to town. Ooh, and also, I don't think I showed you guys my speed. So let me show you my speed right now. So I kind of already had it done here. So if you see Phase Blade, and I put it at 0. It's almost like, you know, not even needed. And Colossus Sword, yeah, Death has no speed. And then IAS from, you know, other slots wise. So I have 20 from the glove, 20 from the Ami, 10 from the belt. But in this one, I don't even need that much, to be honest. Even if I had 10, I'm still at 5. And my frenzy is at level 39 with frenzy clicked here. So it's, you know, it's about speed for me. So if you can try different, you know, weapons, then if you do, I will recommend the Grief Colossus Blade combo with the Faith Merc. But you'll be losing on Decrefy, and, you know, you would have to have an Old Rune or pay the repair bills for your Grief Colossus Blade. So, you know, play around with it if you like, you know, see what kind of setup you like. I probably play around it with like 100 times, back and forth, back and forth. And this is my final decision, Phase Blade. And also, let me show you my Mercenary on the weapon speed. I always say, like, you know, he's breaking a breakpoint, and some people like don't understand what I mean. So Reaper is Thrasher, and it's a pretty fast weapon, -10. And I put the Jewel to make it 15, right? And then his attack is jab. So right now, so it's 15 from the weapon, and then 15 here, 45 here, so that's 60, right? Yeah, 4.5. So if you were to look at the speed without it, you're looking at 6.5. And because I put a jewel in the weapon and I have 60, I mean, I'm sitting at 4.5. So that's pretty significant difference. And you know, it will like affect how much he will proc that Decryfy. So, you know, for me, like, I think speed is a big thing on a Mercenary. So this is my normal setup here for my melees. So this is one of my frenzy setups. I do have 2 other setups that I will showcase as well. But for now, I wanted to start with this frenzy, my kind of cookie cutter frenzy, I like to call it. And I will go ahead and showcase my others later as well. So anyways, this was the video, a little quick playthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed, and you know, hope you guys are excited for the upcoming Diablo 2 Resurrected. And if you have any questions and comments, please let me know on the bottom. Thank you very much. Bye bye.